Are the people ready? I see that we have in the chat Boris Maderas, Craig, Jakub, Michal Barciak. Do you recognize any of these people?
No. Not yet.
So maybe you guys follow Doke here, but
You should.
you definitely should. And if you don't, you won't get the prizes that we have for you guys in the end. Before we get started, for those people that don't know who the hell you are,
So I'm stuck. No, I'm Doke. My real name is Martin Hirner. I'm from Slovakia, and I am mostly a YouTuber and an artist. More specifically, street art artist or graffiti artist, if you want. And that's what I do in a very short version.
Martin, one of the things that I think it's controversial, I think, is graffiti in general. Why do you think people have such a negative connotation about graffiti?
Because of the illegal graffiti, and yeah, that's the whole reason. Because they have seen these new facades getting destroyed by kids and illegal graffiti writers who are not kids anymore. And that's the thing. That's the hate factor.
Why do you think these people do it, though? Like, what's the point of destroying things?
It's not really the point to destroy. It's more about usually you start as a kid, and it's this cool thing that your friends do, and you want to do it as well. And when you are like 12, that's the age when I started, you don't really have the you don't really think about the society. You don't really think about the consequences. You don't really care how your surroundings look. You just want to have fun with your friends, and that's usually where it starts. And yeah, if we take a look at older people who do it, it's about the game. It's about getting your name out there. For some people, it's about rebellion, like a rebellion against the system. But for most of the people, it's a game. It's like a sport.
Do you think that you can actually get in real trouble for
painting graffiti?
Yeah.
Well, it really depends on the location where you are painting. When you paint on a train, you can get in a very serious trouble. If you destroy some old wall in the middle of in the middle of a neighborhood, no one really cares. Nobody will put you in a prison for that. But yeah, it depends on the object. And also, it really depends on the location, meaning in which country you paint.
I was really fascinated by the fact that that you were telling a story that you only painted on a train once, and you actually didn't finish. You didn't exactly say why, but later in some other video you mentioned that this was the time that you ran successfully from the police. But what is the full story? For those that don't know.
Imagine a cold winter evening in a small village.
Much like today.
Yes, much like today. No, it was actually even colder. If I remember correctly, maybe there was even snow. And yeah, back then I lived in a small village next to Bratislava, and in the next village, next to that village, was a train stop with few rails that were meant to, for parking of train wagons. And so I and my friends, we already been doing graffiti for, I don't know, a year or two, maybe 3. I don't remember correctly the year when this happened. But yeah, we just planned it. Like, we knew the trains will be there. It was not it was just it was not the train for people. Not the passenger train.
Like
it
the
was
cargo
train. It was a cargo train. We called them freights in the graffiti lingo. And so it was not really something fancy, but yeah, we wanted to paint it. So we went there, and it was a night, and we had our friend there who was taking care of the security,
He's like the spotter.
Yeah, he was watching the perimeter, and the only problem was that he couldn't really hear well, which is another.
Was that the best choice for the guy who keeping the security?
We didn't have a different friend. We just didn't have a different friend. So he was the choice number one, and yeah, we started to paint on the train, and till this day I remember the feeling. And it was difficult because the train, it's not like a wall. There is a structure there. So that was the first problem I noticed. Then suddenly, like 15 seconds after we started, there was a dog right behind our backs. Jesus. And the dog started to bark. And so we backed off for, I don't know, 2 minutes. And we thought that the dog will stop. But he didn't stop. But we already started. So we were like, fuck it.
Kill the dog.
No, we couldn't do that. So we were just like, yeah, let's do this. Don't care about the dog. So we came back to the train. We started to paint again. And then out of nowhere, a train arrived, a passenger train with people. And it stopped right behind the train that we were painting. And so immediately we panicked and we ran away. But we stayed in the field behind this yard, and we were watching the train. We were watching the situation, and suddenly we noticed that there is a car coming right to the spot. And we didn't think. We just ran away as fast as we could. Till this day, I'm not completely sure if it was police. I didn't see it, but my friend told me that it was a police. We had to run away. So this is the story of my first and only train painting.
Was it the last time because of the experience that you were so scared, or just you never had the chance to do it again?
It was not really because of the fear. It was just, I guess there was no other opportunity.
What kind of trouble could you get into? Could you actually go to jail for painting a train, or just penalty?
I'm not completely sure, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure that you can get what is it called? When you have you can get a criminal record for it, I guess.
Wow.
If you paint a really new train and they get you, I am pretty sure that you either pay a lot of money, and I think you can also go to jail.
That would suck.
But to be honest, I didn't really hear about any of my graffiti friends who would go to jail in Slovakia. In other countries, yes, but in Slovakia, I know that some of them been to jail, but I don't really know the reason why. It might be graffiti, might not be the graffiti. I'm not sure.
I mean, you never know, because sometimes Slovakia is crazy with who goes to jail for what.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know what you mean.
You can murder people, send hits to kill people, and still not go to jail, and then you cross the street the wrong way. And you could end up like that. For me, so I've been stalking you ever since you accepted to be a guest in something po Anglicky. And something that struck me quite a bit is the Back in the Day series. Because you really bear it all out. And how is it that you have every single drawing? How is it that as a 12-year-old you had the foresight of keeping all of this?
I don't really know. I know some friends who were also talking about this, like, how do you have all the sketches and everything? And I was just collecting them, because when you create a drawing, you want to keep it. And so I was just on my desk. I had this little plastic shelf, and I had dedicated places there, like, this is for white papers and this is for finished sketches. And so I was just keeping it there. And when you have like 20 sketches, you don't throw them away, you keep them. And so I started to just collect everything. And especially in the first 2-3 years, there was no digital painting. I kept a lot of paper sketches. I don't really have physical photos. Some people used to print their pictures. I only have digital library, but yeah, yes, it's pretty solid. I actually had I was lucky because back when I started in 2007, we started to have the first cameras in our phones. At least I think so. But I was also using a normal camera, I guess, like a point shoot camera. So yeah, I was just keeping it, and maybe it was just luck. But I'm very very happy that I have most of my history still in my archives.
I mean, it's impressive that you even have it like you know the time period and the year. And it just, have you thought about putting this in a book?
Um, Maybe, but first of all, I need to feel really comfortable with my current art and my current paintings. Right now, in this year, it's a little bit, I'm trying to discover new things, and I don't feel all that comfortable. But the ultimate goal is to, have a style and have something which will be typical for me. I think I already had that with graffiti, but right now I started to do a little bit. I started to dig deeper into characters and abstract art, maybe. So not so graffiti-ish style anymore. But yes, one day I would definitely like to make a book with all the art that I have created over the years.
I think it would go in line with the message that you give to kids about practice, because again, not only from what you say in your videos, but also from the messages that I got from people, they're expecting to get better overnight, and like, oh, that down to critique my stuff, and they have like 3 drawings.
Yeah.
So I think it's a difficult thing for people to grasp, that you need to practice, and there was an evolution even for you. You didn't become this graffiti artist from one year to the other, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I actually had a T-shirt with like a merch. I had a merch, practice, just practice. But on the other hand, this is a very shitty recommendation to people because it doesn't really say much. And if you practice in the wrong way for a very long time, you will definitely get better. But you also need to practice smart. You need to be a little bit smart about it, and then you can really expect the progress.
I have a picture here that I want to, first I'll show the audience and then I'll show you.
I know the picture very well.
Yeah, I know you know the picture, so tell me about this picture.
This is my officially first solid graffiti piece that I have ever painted. And it's located in that small village that I mentioned before.
Is it still there?
I think so. It's still there, as far as I know. I've been there 3 years ago, 4 maybe, and it was still there till this day. The building is in a terrible shape, but it's still there. At least it has been. And this is not like my very first contact with a spray paint. Because I was doing tags before, signatures, and I even tried to make like a more solid graffiti piece, such as this one, at a different location, but it didn't really work because the colors that I had, they didn't cover. So I just got frustrated and I never finished the piece. But this is the first one that I actually finished, and this picture is not the final result. I took a picture of it before I added a 3D.
So there is more to this.
There is more to this. There is a 3D which didn't look good, so I decided to share only the almost finished piece, not the completely final result.
From talking about your previous work, I know that, I don't know if what you are referring to is the one that you did, and you said that it was that you thought that you could do much better and you were really disappointed, and then you went back to drawing more. Is that the one?
You mean the one that I didn't really finish?
I don't know if it's the one that you didn't finish, but I know it's one of the first time that you went out to to actually
Yeah.
do the work on. From what I understand, and again, I don't trust what's out there on the internet, but it's the only information that I have. So, according to legend,
According to YouTube archives and
yeah,
legendary.
legend says that you were going with your friend who Tokyo now, his previous name Naze,
Yes,
I
yes,
guess,
yes.
and
Correct.
I'm correct. Good, 1 point for me. And you were going to try it the first time, and you were not satisfied, so you went back to the drawing table. Is that true?
Um, I definitely went back to the drawing table, but I don't completely remember this. But after the piece that you showed, I painted another one pretty soon right after it. And then, yeah, this. Right now, I feel ashamed that I don't remember
Or maybe the
this.
information is wrong.
Maybe.
Or maybe I'll find the clip and share with you. I also have another picture which had me laughing for about 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm afraid.
Don't be. So don't look at it now.
I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet.
But this just summed up your attitude in the beginning, I think.
Okay, I do remember this. It was in my school. And I'm not completely sure if this is my hand.
Is it not?
Maybe it's my friend's hand.
Let's compare.
But I.
Show your hand.
Which one is it? Is this one?
That looks like your hand.
Maybe it is.
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
Looks like you're the guilty party here.
Yeah, I am not proud of that. I actually don't like when people say ACAB, like all cops are bastards. I don't like that. It's yeah, it's just stupid.
But it's part of growing up, no?
Yeah, it's a part of it's a phase, I would say, as you have seen right now.
Because to me, I think the most impressive thing for me is that you stuck with your thing for so long. I think most of us give up. Like even if we put in 2-3 years and we don't see a result, we give up. So
Yeah.
so how? What is the secret?
Just keep going, I guess. It's I also didn't have a very active period after high school, I think. Or no, it already started when I was in high school. When your friends, when my friends didn't paint as much anymore, I also started to be less interested in the craft. And the main reason why I started to do it again was, first of all, that I missed, because I went to university. I studied math, and I missed doing something what I want and I truly like. And I was just thinking, like, what do I like? Okay, there are some sports and so on, but that's not the graffiti. It's graffiti. I want to come back to graffiti, and I also wanted to get into this internet thing. Some of my friends were starting with YouTube channels, but it was not like creative YouTube channels. It was more of a pirate thing to earn money. But I actually didn't start to my comeback to graffiti on YouTube. I started on Facebook when Facebook groups were a very solid thing to do. And suddenly I felt that interest of other people again, especially my old friends who used to paint with me back in the days. They saw it and they got it because they've been there with me, and they started to write comments. And I was like, wow, yeah, this is what I enjoyed before, because in the days when I was starting around 2008 2009, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, none of that, but we had Fotolog was like, it was basically like Instagram, where you posted your pictures, and there was a community of artists there. graffiti artists. Back then, the term graffiti artist, nobody used that. It was just graffiti writers. And yeah, the sense of community can be a really big factor to keep you going, because if nobody cared about my art, I probably wouldn't do it.
And I think this is a common theme that I discovered, again, during my stalking of you, is that your periods of renaissance or really reinvigorating your craft were when you went back to community. When you lost this photo log, I know that there was downtime
Yeah,
for you. And then when you discover Facebook, it was back again.
It sounds a little bit bad because it's like, oh, you only do it to post it, you know. But yes, in the beginning, we were not doing it for posting it. We were doing it to have fun with friends, and it was about friends. So you didn't post it to the internet, but you posted it to your friend's table, and you got his reaction, and that was the beauty of it. And when you grow up and you don't have these friends anymore, or they are not interested in the craft, you need to share it with someone else.
Well, I mean, I disagree a little bit with you, because I think that at the end of the day, it's art, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I personally hate, for example, when rich people buy these expensive paintings and it's hanging in their living room where nobody can enjoy them, right?
Yeah.
I think it would be sad to create art and not share it. I think it's what an artist needs, right?
Definitely. That's I think that's the point. You can love the experience. You can love the journey around painting graffiti, for example. But I think this is the case for a lot of illegal guys, that they really like the process, the adrenaline. In that case, I can imagine that you only do it for yourself. But also, illegal guys, they put their work to trains. They don't usually paint at places that are not visible for the others. They put it out
They want
there.
it to be visible.
They want to be seen. So it's different, but at the end of the day, we want to share our art. We want to share our art.
Yeah. And I think it makes perfect sense. We have some people saying hi.
Hello.
We have
Hi from Slovakia.
yeah, there we go. Saki. We have ketchup. And look at that. Yep, Teresa, liking your own arts can be hard sometimes. What do you say to that?
It's a common thing. Like also a few days ago, I was on a graffiti jam in Frankfurt, Germany. And a lot of people, when I was already almost finished, came to me and they were like, "Are you satisfied?" And my reaction all of the time is like, "Nah, kinda, yeah."
Is that a cultural thing, or did they mean it like it doesn't look that good, or was it a cultural thing that's what they ask?
If I'm satisfied, if it's a cultural thing,
Because to me, as a non-European from a different continent, to me that would be like, okay, I guess it looks like crap. I should do more. It's what my teacher would say, like when I would present my essay. Are you satisfied with that, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, they don't mean it that way. Yes, they're actually curious if I like it. They really want to know my opinion, and yeah, usually I'm like, yeah, you know. But we were talking about this with some friends there, and we agreed on one thing, that usually the artists who progress and the artists who are getting better are like, yeah, I like it, kinda. They never say like, yeah, 100% killing it, man. It's the best. People who say it like this usually are not that good, or they don't progress as much. But yeah, when you see the real like masters, ooh, I know the sound.
We have a new subscriber.
Woo!
Woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah, the masters are never like, yeah, man, I'm killing it. They're more like, yes, it's the process, blah blah blah.
Who's the most, or actually, who's your idol in graffiti?
Hmm.
And have you met your idol?
Um, Not yet. I would say that my idol is Softless from Australia.
Mhm.
He is my idol in a sense of style because he is capable of so many things. Because a lot of people paint like one style, and he has multiple styles, and that's what I really admire. Also, he can paint really fast. I would love to do that as well. So, from artistic perspective and from the niche perspective, like graffiti, street art, he's really great. And I actually exchanged some comments with him. He reacted to some of my things, and that was like, I was actually thinking, like, is this really him? This couldn't be right.
You gotta check if it has a blue check mark or.
He had, I
He did.
guess. So I just couldn't really believe it. But I never met him in person. I met a lot of great artists in person, but the guys who I consider like my biggest role models, no, not yet. And I'm not sure if I really want it. I would
Yeah.
feel like, when you meet someone famous, maybe they are not even famous, but they are your idols, and you're like, hi, I don't know what to tell you. I like your shit, man.
Is that you? Are you the awkward guy? Just
I, I kind of know how does it feel for to be approached, but yeah, approaching someone famous for me is really really weird because I should know what to tell them, but I don't know. It's just no. I'm not really comfortable with approaching famous people or great people or people I admire.
but I mean, from my experience,
Mm-hmm.
at least with Slovak famous people like yourself, because whether you like it or not, you are well known. Everybody's been so kind. Like
Yeah.
everybody that I've written and they don't have like block messages because some people don't accept.
Mm-hmm.
Has been extremely kind and just like like normal people.
Yes, I also noticed this that most of the time the people, the successful people and the famous people are really really nice. For example, this summer I was painting on a jam in Slovakia, and I was painting next to Separ,
Mm-hmm.
who's like the most famous Slovak rapper at the moment.
I wrote him, but he still didn't see my message. But aim high.
Yeah, I think it's hard to approach him.
Yeah.
And there I noticed like, I don't really know him. We never like officially say, "Hey, I am this," because I'm not sure if I met him before. But anyways, we were painting next to each other, and it felt weird because there were all these people approaching him. Some of the kids were also approaching me. And yeah, I think that we only say like hi, and that was it.
And actually, in one of your videos, you make a reference to a mural, and you say that it was painted by somebody who's now a very popular artist. So was that him?
Maybe because back in the days when I was starting with graffiti, I knew him first as a
Illegal graffiti
illegal
artist.
graffiti writer. Uh,
Writer.
and yeah, then they started. Well, they were making music back then already, but they were not so famous. Now it's different.
Is that the right terminology? Not artist, but writer.
Writer, graffiti writer is usually based on unwritten rules. These are the illegal guys, like who are really writing their names in the streets and on trains and so on. And usually it's connected to the illegal sphere. And artists are people who still do graffiti. Like, what's graffiti? Well, letters,
Mm.
probably. Because the difference between graffiti artist and street artist, well, there's not really a big difference. The only one that I see is that graffiti artists use letters and use some graffiti comes from graffiti world, because a lot of street artists, they never painted graffiti, meaning graffiti letters.
I could never. I just imagine how difficult that is, because like I almost studied art when I was in high school, going to university, and I draw and I paint, but I can't imagine translating my precision to this.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult was it to go from, because you were sketching first,
Yeah.
and I know that from the story that you tell, for a while you had a friend, I don't know if it was Tokyo, that was good at actually painting on walls, and you were just comfortable making the designs.
Yeah, this was not Tokyo, it was Matej.
Mate.
Matej, and he was not really good in sketching, but he could do really nice straight lines. And it was funny. For a while, I was doing the sketches, or other guys from our class, and he was painting them, which was that was weird when I say it now. But the painting with a spray paint can be really difficult, and I know that a lot of very skilled artists who work with brushes, when they take spray paint, they have a very hard time using it, and some even try it and just don't use it anymore. But yeah, it's difficult to get it into your hand, because there is with a brush, you put it to a wall and you don't need to rush. It's there. Sure, you should move. There might be some drips, but you have time and you have a lot of control. With a spray paint, you need to be fast. You need to know the distance. You need to keep the distance from the wall the same all the time. Or you don't keep it the same, but you need to know what the hell are you doing. You need to have the right angle. You need to press the cap with the right pressure.
It's too much. And I know that you're one that likes to experiment with a lot of things. I know that you were playing with spider paint, or that huge can. What was it? The highly pressurized one?
High pressure can, yeah. To be honest, I don't really like this stuff.
No?
It's for YouTube. It's for people. It's to show them these crazy tools that they might possibly buy, and they just want to see it. And it's to be honest, it's a great thing on YouTube.
I like them.
It's interesting to see it, but for me, the main thing that I like is to create a good artwork. And when you take something what you have never tried before, sure, you can create something cool, something interesting, and it's interesting for the audience because you try. But usually, it's not the best thing for the art.
We actually have some more comments in the chat. Hi, Doke. Are you planning on doing some wallpapers for phones?
No. No, I don't know. Never. I never really thought about it. You can always screenshot a picture from my Instagram, and you have a wallpaper.
So, guys, you heard it here first. You're welcome to use it. It's really good to hear that famous people are not consumed with their fame and keep themselves good and cool. Not everybody, of course, but
I'm sure there are some mean people, mean famous people, and I when I see some famous people on Instagram, I kind of assume that in person they might not be like nice. They might be nice, but I wouldn't like to meet them anyways.
Yeah. You never know, right? With these kind of people, you never know.
That's true.
I want to know, how did it feel to fuck up Carol Gott's snow?
Wow, you really know the stories.
I have pages of this stuff. So.
Wow. Okay. So this story is completely out of the graffiti world, but I love the story because it was actually with the same guys I painted the train, the one who couldn't hear that well.
How does this guy work? He can't hear. He has no motor skill.
I mean, he he's a great guy, and I'm kind of sad that we don't meet anymore all that much. Like, okay, we didn't see each other for years.
So you can call him
Uh,
tonight and be like, "Yo, bro."
Yo, bro. And the funny thing is that he actually really liked music, but he was not like deaf. Deaf, yes. He could hear, but sometimes you needed to get his attention, and when he was paying attention to you, he was fully functional. But he had some problems with certain sounds, and he couldn't. He was not 100% okay. With right, you know what I mean. But he actually became a rapper. He really enjoyed.
What?
Yes, he does music till this day, and so this is another great example of just if you like something, you can work with anything.
That's like a modern day Mozart,
Yes.
or was it Beethoven that couldn't hear? Which one?
I'm not sure.
One of them too.
I'm not sure which one, but yeah. And so we were in a theater. It was a Volkswagen event, and I was there with Tokyo, this guy, and one more friend, and we were working backstage, and it was a really cool job because we get to see all the things that are happening, but behind the curtains, behind a big event, we saw these insanely complex structures there with lights. And yeah, we had multiple jobs. We had to, when the curtains were there, we had to remove all the stuff and put some stuff back. We were cleaning, we were doing the stuff that you do when you're 15 years old and they call you to help them. But one of the jobs that we had was that we climbed to the ceiling, and there was Kaya Got, who passed away a few years ago. He was a legend, like
Still is.
still is. You are from Slovakia and Czech Republic mostly, I guess, so And he was there, and first of all, seeing him, once again, a very kind guy. He was absolutely polite. He was just so sweet. And yeah, he was supposed to sing that he was singing there, and our job, he was singing a song about snow, I guess. Doesn't matter. Our job was to make a snowy day, but we made a snowstorm.
But to me, it was just funny how you explained it, and please tell me if it's true. That you said that you were supposed to go like this,
Yeah,
but for some reason you guys just took this.
because he started to sing, and we knew the moment when we should start, and we were just like having fun. We were singing like, and then suddenly it started, and we were like, and we started to throw this artificial snow, and right below us there was the orchestra. There was like all the musicians, and I remember just like throwing it, and suddenly one of them, he was playing, and he was like,
It's really snowing here.
yeah. And we did it. It was all fine, and then suddenly one of the production guys just told us like, what the hell was that? We were completely satisfied with our performance. We were like, yeah, sure, we did a good job.
So you didn't even realize at the time. That
No. We thought that we are doing a great job and that it's amazing, but it probably really looked like a snowstorm, not like a cozy snowy day.
What a great story. Do you have any other stories that funny stories during that job when you were rubbing elbows with the famous, the elite?
I actually got another job. These jobs were from one of these the guys who were there. One of their moms was working for a production company, and I remember one more job. We were working on a golf course, and there was a event. It was a hunting event. Like they were showing the trophies, and there was food and so on. But it was also golf course. So a lot of let's say interesting people were coming there, and we were working on a gate, and our job was to let only the right people in.
How did you know?
We had a list of names, and I remember a green Bentley coming there, and we were like, "You're not on the list." And the guy, he had a Bentley, and he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I have a Bentley.
Yeah, and we were like, "No, we are 17 years old, but you cannot come in." And he was, I don't remember if he actually just went in and didn't care about us, or no, he actually left. Yes, he actually left. But the most interesting person that we saw there playing golf like 5 meters behind our backs was Marian Kočner, who's in jail right now.
I was making a reference to him at the beginning.
Yeah.
How they put a lot of effort into punishing graffiti artists or pot smokers.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
yeah, Marian, who is connected to very, very bad things that I don't even want to mention. So we saw him there, but back then we just know that that's the rich guy. We didn't know what he is doing, but it was like,
was he nice at least?
He didn't talk to us. We didn't have a contact, fortunately, I guess.
But like you were saying about Karo, right? That I think that real successful people,
They
behave.
most of the time behave. But I can understand that sometimes these kind of people can get really like frustrated, and they want people around them to work properly, because many times they are in a hurry and so on.
Yeah.
But over the years, I think most of them, they just understand that being nice is like
It's much better.
it's a standard.
Of course, there are situations where, for example, many of the guests that have been here have mentioned that they've had negative experience with fans when they encounter them in the city or in a pub, like, yeah, come drink with us, or they behave aggressive. Does that happen to you when you are in town, that people want to force you to drink with them, or?
That sounds good.
Yeah. So guys, free drinks.
Yeah, no. But, my advantage, or the thing about me being famous, is that most of my audience is from USA, Germany, foreign countries. So I wouldn't consider myself all that famous here in Slovakia, which means that I don't get recognized that much.
And you look like Peter.
I look like Peter.
Or does Peter look like you? Who's older?
He is older. So,
but I swear to God, you guys could be brothers.
I till this day, I remember our first collaboration, and we were walking down the street, and back then we even had the same laptop. And he was like, "Man, this is weird." But yeah, we could be brothers. A lot of people say that, and we did some legendary collaborations back in the days.
Did you listen to Dano Drevo when you were younger?
I was not like a big fan.
Okay.
I heard it, but I probably heard it too late to be a big fan of it.
Are you a fan of Melishko?
Yes.
So you are one of those, right?
I remember listening to Melishko. It was, Brouce, chodź pobicie.
He was a modern day poet for everybody. Before we continue with my facts, I actually want to take time to go. Oh no! Before we go to the questions from Instagram,
Okay.
I want to announce what we plan to do with your merchandise that we have here. So,
Stickers.
we got a bunch of stickers, people.
Yes.
Like a bunch, and Martin here is gonna sign one of them. This one.
So you're gonna get a original signature
signed by him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the signing now to get that out of the way.
Okay.
Here you have blackness. So while you're signing that, and I will tell people how they can win this. So how can you get this set of stickers? Exclusive, almost sold out. And yeah, if you want to get them on your own, you can get them at his shop. It arrived the next day, so amazing shipping. If you want to win this, make sure that you follow him on Instagram. His handle is at DokeTV. And make sure that you send me a private message on Instagram that you are also subscribed to the Something Po Anglicky podcast. If you meet those two criteria, I will pick some people and send it to them. So there's 2 sticker packs, and then there's a third very special gift, which is also a signed sticker, but it also has an actual used cap. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a cap. It is a cap. It's a used cap for one of my paintings.
So there you go, guys. Actually used. So again, if you want a chance to win these 2 sets, so it's actually this sticker plus a whole bunch of other stickers in this envelope here. Look, there's a whole bunch of stickers there for you. Very cool stickers. Make sure that you follow him. Make sure that you send me a message that you also subscribe to the channel. Now, questions from your guys.
My guys, actually, when you use toilet brush, I think I just read it.
There's a question that you can read it.
Actually, when you use toilet brush, I think it was really nice piece of art. Yeah, there was a video where I used a toilet brush to paint, and yes, it was actually a really nice tool for painting.
I'm surprised that it worked out in the end. I didn't think it would.
To be honest, the only problem was that it was a cold day and the color on the wall wouldn't get dry. That was the only problem. The brush otherwise worked perfectly.
So questions from you guys here. First question is, why did you start doing graffiti?
Why? What is the reason? I started because of my friends. It was, it was a trend. We were skateboarding. Then we were riding scooters. Then we were doing parkour. And then suddenly graffiti showed up. And yeah, I joined. And as I said, we were pushing each other. And that's why I started. There was no specific reason.
It just stuck.
Yep.
You stuck with it. There was a lot of people asking about when you're going back to Germany and Berlin. They freaking adore you there.
I was in Germany twice this year. I literally came back a few days ago.
Did you give them the heads up that you would be there?
Yes.
So what is wrong with these people, guys? Come on.
I mean, Germany is big. So I was in Frankfurt, and back then I was in Frankfurt a few days ago, and before that, in August, I was in a very small town next to the Netherlands. So okay, I am fully understand that people don't come there, but in Frankfurt, I have to say that I expected more of you,
and they didn't show up.
Some people showed up, but not
Guys,
that
come
many.
on. Guys,
But
come on.
yeah, it was raining and we were painting in a harbor, so it's not very it's not a common place for people to come.
But actually, maybe that was a fact, because I know you brought the rain to them.
Yes.
It was pouring like crazy. Nothing Special wants to know, what is your favorite art piece of all time?
Usually it's the last one, but I can't say it right now because the last piece I did in Frankfurt, it's okay. It's not the best. Right now, when I think about it, probably the fox that I painted in August with my friend Smo. It's like a big mural with a black background and a huge fox in the middle. That was a good one.
You actually collab a lot with Smo.
Yeah. Actually, we should have collaborated this in Frankfurt, but he got sick, so he couldn't come.
My favorite video is you. You guys, you guys in the last Roman built town dressed like centurion.
Honestly,
Who came up with that?
honestly, when we recorded that video, I thought that this is the best YouTube video that I could ever record because it had it all. In thumbnail, there is literally Smo in the Roman costume like this with police officers behind him. It couldn't get any better. And I remember uploading that video and it was not doing well in the first day. And I was just like, I was not having a great time back then. And I was just like, because I had this mindset, if this doesn't work, to explain to the people what we were doing. We were in the town in Germany, which was like an old Roman town, and we had Roman costumes. We looked completely stupid.
Amazing, I would say.
Even the wall that we were painting, it was not a wall. It was like it was a huge wall, but we were not painting the wall. The guys from the jam there, they've put a huge canvas to that wall, and we had to tape it to the wall.
Wait, so I didn't notice that it wasn't a wall?
It was not on the wall.
What?
It was on a big.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me.
It was on a big chunk of canvas, which we needed to tape to the wall, which obviously didn't work well. We had to redo it multiple times. So the painting itself, it was just a pain in the ass. But yeah, the thing is that we were painting in these costumes and we were doing really stupid stuff. We went to, because we were painting not in the middle of the festival, of the graffiti jam. We were a little bit like apart from everything, but there were people walking behind our
Yeah, I know. I love the old lady in the bike. She just stopped by.
Yeah, people were just like,
But Smo's comments, yeah, we're dressed just like the locals.
and one guy got super pissed because he thought that we are painting on a wall, and Smo was like, because the guy said, "I'll call police," and Smo was like, "Okay, perfect."
Yes.
And he actually called police.
And this reminds me, which is a nice segue into some of the more, I guess, they're not controversial, but maybe difficult videos for you. Even I got pissed off, which is when you were painting the spider, and this cyclist was all up getting in your face.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. It was a lovely sunny day. I was painting on a legal wall, and suddenly, right behind my back, I heard an angry man.
But you know what got me the most? He's like, I don't have a mask. Like it smells like that in my house. And the guy's like, and you're like, but you haven't been home. But my wife told me. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going away for 2 hours and then I will come back. So fuck my wife. She's going to smell the smells for 2 more hours. Obviously, it was a lie.
He was just, he was one of these situations which you might find bad for artists like myself, because we get into a lot of contact with people. You know, when you paint in your studio, you never meet anyone, maybe if you are doing an exhibition or something, but we really get into the contact. And as you mentioned in the beginning, sometimes we are not seen as positive artists. And so, yeah, situations like this happen. But to be honest, yeah, back then it was not pleasant. But right now, as I have more experience, I kind of enjoy it.
Really?
Yes.
And I don't know if you were enjoying it too, but you don't back off. You don't take their shit. You're like, yeah, so what can I do? I'm going to finish it.
You know, the thing is, the thing is that he wanted me to leave.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really can't do is to leave my painting. First of all, it can get repainted in a day. I mean, I have spent, okay, that painting was not so difficult. but I have already spent like 3 hours there, and you want me to leave? And I also do this for a living, and I need a video next week. So you want me to just like give it up? No.
I just love his thread too. He's like trying to be all badass in your face, like, you know what? I'm gonna get my hose and I'm gonna spray you like a wet mouse. So wet. Like, what kind of thread is that?
Yeah, it's a thread that you're gonna get wet, and you better leave.
And you're like,
Yeah, and then when he was leaving, he spit it on my car.
I saw that. Fui do piche.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
but as I said, back then it was not a pleasant situation. But when people come to when people come to you nicely and they have some problems with the things that you are doing, okay, sure, I'll talk to them. I don't really enjoy that. But when someone right away comes and you already see that he has zero respect for you and he is already pissed and he just wants to, I don't know, release his emotions, I don't mind that. It's just like, okay, come on, show me.
Yeah, I mean, he was just trying to punch or start something. He wasn't trying to solve the issue.
I mean, I never got into a serious, like, nobody ever touched me.
Not yet.
Not yet. So I don't want to say that I enjoy to fight with people, like, literally. I mean, just with words, okay? I don't want anyone to come to me. And actually, when I was younger, I was afraid of these situations because I used to get some mean comments, especially from people from Slovakia. Like, oh, when I meet you, I'll break your hands. And I used to be like, when I meet people like this, it won't be good. But right now I'm like,
I think that's a minority of people.
yeah,
It's usually jealousy, bullying. Here we have Alex. Hi, Alex. He's saying hello to both of us. And Lou Wojtkova, who's a regular listener, so welcome back.
Hello.
Next question is, why did you start doing content in English and not Slovak?
Pretože by mi nikto nerozumel. Yeah, because nobody would understand me. I have a very specific niche, especially when I was starting, I was doing graffiti, and that's a very specific niche. You need to at least make your possible audience bigger by using a common language, not Slovak.
Yeah, I think you also mentioned that it wasn't so popular in Slovakia.
Yeah, I mean, if I do YouTube in Slovak for Slovak people with the content that I do, I would have a very small fraction of the followers that I have right now.
When people ask you to criticize their art, do you do it for people?
No. I almost never do it. First of all, it's pretty common and I just don't have a time for it. But also, I used to do live streams where I commented on people's work. I did multiple, I used to do it live. I also had some videos like this. Even videos where I was like repainting what someone did. And it's okay when someone sent it to you and he wants you to do it. But in some cases, I was just walking down the street and I took pictures of some pieces and I repainted them. And I don't feel good enough to do it, to be honest. I mean, I can point out some problems, especially in graffiti, but also in graffiti, like, okay, I would say I'm good, but I'm not on the highest level. I know people that are better, and I know that the people who are better, Smo, for example, has a lot to say to me about my style. So who am I to criticize someone's work? For sure, if it's a sketch from a 12 years old kid, I can give him some good advice. But yeah, maybe I will come up with a series like this once again. Mostly it's good to do this on a live stream.
Yeah,
because people get the answer right away.
and this is exactly what the next thing was that people love when you did that. So, criticizing and getting to know the process. Back to Smo. you said he's more talented than you.
No.
No?
Yeah, he is more skilled and he has more experience.
But I definitely love your videos more than his videos.
You don't
He-
like his videos?
No. It's not that I don't like his videos. It's that
But mine are
different,
better.
different energy. You know, like you are an entertainer as well,
Yeah.
which you can see that he's an artist at most.
The thing is, when we met, it was like this. I wanted to learn from him the artistic things, and he wanted to learn from me the YouTube things. Till this day, he is not so good in titles and thumbnails, for example. He got a lot better with his videos. He really improved the quality of his videos, and he also improved he understands the YouTube game a lot better, but I still think he could do a better job.
It's a tough game, the YouTube game.
It is, and just as he thinks that I could do a better job with paintings.
Look, Lou gave you a nice comment there. If you can read it, thank you.
Dominic?
No, Lou.
Lou, thank you. Everything is all right, Doke. I really like your job. Thank you, Lou. I highly appreciate it.
Yeah, and Teresa's commenting, it's fine. I got death threats on Instagram often.
Teresa?
Yeah, so to give you a bit of background, she was the first guest at this podcast,
Okay.
and she's a furry.
Furry?
Yeah, you know, they dress in animal costume,
Okay.
and it's very hated. I can show you.
Show me, because I'm not sure if I understand completely.
Yeah, I will show you. Hunter Anki. So she's also an artist, but she's also dressing in as a furry.
Okay. I see the art and I see this.
She's very, very good at digital art.
Uh-huh.
But why are people like that? Did you ever get death threats?
I wouldn't say that I really got like a death threats, but beating up and stuff like that. Yes, that occurred. But to be honest, it's a long time since I got a comment like that.
It's insane.
But to be honest, many times it means that you are doing something right. For example, right now I don't really get too many hate comments, and it kind of shows me that I am boring.
No, I think that you're building a much stronger community, I think. I still thankfully don't have enough community that I have haters yet, but
You have haters?
not yet. But I have small numbers. Like, look, I'm still at 2.7K
yeah.
subscribers, so I hope not, because
I still remember my first 1,000, and then getting to 10,000. It was hard.
but you did it, and I saw the video when you were. To me, it was hilarious because you were celebrating the 10,000, and you already had 1.26 million that you have.
Yeah, it's funny to see it right now.
But it's good because it keeps you humble, I think, in this game. Do you consider yourself more skilled in making your designs? You made a few videos to practice design, so is this
Better now.
Is it better now? Yeah.
I feel more confident with my designs now, but to be honest, I need to get back to actually recording videos and sketching, because I traveled a lot this summer. We also bought a flat with my girlfriend, so there was a lot going on. Also today I was changing my residency.
Oh,
And
you went to the Klientski Centrum.
No, I
Oh.
went to the city part. It was actually changing the residency was really easy, but then I had to announce this thing to other official
Not the Kataster.
kataster,
Oh God.
kataster,
Oh God.
and register of companies, and these two. And I was literally doing this for 4 hours. And when I finished it, I was like, okay, this was easy. But the process of just like finding the ways how to actually do it. Oh God. But yeah, anyways, back to the question. So yeah, I feel a little bit better about my designs, but right now I really feel like I need to get back to the daily hustle because I was traveling a lot and painting and recording, but you know, you improve the most when you are at home and you have the stereotype. That's the best environment for getting better, to be honest.
Before we continue, it's I don't know if you're getting warm and you would like the fan, or you're good.
I'm good. I'm good. I arrived on an electric scooter and it's 12 degrees outside. So
Very good. How are you with your beverage?
my beverage, we are talking about this very not sponsored beer, Kelt.
Yeah.
It's nice. I actually on purpose didn't drive my car here to drink one of these.
Yeah, you guys should be jealous that I'm sharing an adult beverage with Martin.
Yes.
Doke.
Be jealous.
Be
Now,
extremely
from
jealous.
now on, you can be jealous.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies especially, I will be saving his can so you can clone him to have as your slave as you see fit. But let me know when it's empty so we can get a new round.
Okay.
Or are you ready for the new round?
No, I'm not. It's still, I'm not drinking that fast. Although I've been practicing in Germany. Most of the time when I paint, I never drink when I paint.
That should be a video.
Drinking and painting.
Painting like OPTs. The algorithm would go crazy.
I already tried like drunk glasses, and to be honest, they were not so good. I even had to like, I needed to put them into really crazy position to actually make it hard for me.
But you got to do the get sponsored by Tatra Tea. They send you all the teas. Take them and yeah, that would be I would watch that 6 times.
Yeah, that would be.
Let's see. There's more questions here. Doke's Tiffany sent you a heart. You have a
Tiffany,
fan.
let me tell you a thing about Tiffany.
You know Tiffany.
Yeah, I know Tiffany.
Oh,
Tiffany is the most hardcore fan that you will ever see. She is a fan of me, Smo, and also other guys. If I remember correctly, she's definitely from USA, but I even think she's from Hawaii.
Oh Jesus!
And she's like, I don't know, 12, 13, and I just, she loves graffiti and it's just great.
Does she graffiti?
And she's always there. Every time I do a live stream or something, she is there. Hi, Tiffany.
But it's for kids in the USA. It's much tougher because graffiti is like a serious thing. Like you can really get in trouble for that.
I know. But also there is, why is Papa Peter a guest again? Go to hell.
I don't know. You can see you too similar. I don't see that much. I don't know, guys. To me they look the same. Hey, Doke, how are you? You have neck problems? Are you okay? What?
Oh yeah, that's, you haven't seen the new video.
No, I have not.
Yeah, actually, when I was in Germany right now, I had a very Okay, it was scary. Yes, it was scary. I have neck problems for a while now. But that day I didn't have any neck problems, and I was painting, you know, and I was already pretty tired and so on. But suddenly, my vision got blurry, like this, like boom, blurry vision. And I thought that I have something on my eye, you know, but I closed one eye, still there. Other one, still there. What the hell is going on?
That's scary, man.
Yeah, especially for an artist, you know. And for a while, I tried to ignore it, and I was just looking at the wall.
I love your scientific solution. I'm just gonna ignore it.
You know, I didn't know what to do. I really thought that it's just some bug, but it was not going away. So I was like, okay, this is weird. And yeah, I couldn't really paint. I was trying to paint, but it was just really uncomfortable. I didn't really see properly what I'm doing, and so I was just, you know, just standing there like, okay, this is weird. I didn't want to bother people with it, but they noticed, and they started to like ask about it, and I was like, oh, no, this never ever happens to me. And so I eventually decided to go into my car to rest a little. I took a 15 minutes nap, and I didn't sleep, but I had my eyes closed. And and then I talked to one of the writers there who was like 40 years old, and he told me that he has two metal plates in his neck, and he knows he's not a doctor, but he's a patient. And he told me that, yeah, this is probably from you looking into your phone like this, you know, having these muscles always stretched and these muscles actually never really in use.
Look at me immediately going like this.
Yeah, and so these muscles in your neck, they get very stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to stretch them, and it helped. But yeah, since then, I'm trying to take care of my neck a little bit better. But to be honest, also today, I'm for a month now, I'm having like a slight, very small dizziness. So I guess I really need to do something about it. But I also need to come back to working out, because I always work out. It's a thing that I do not so often as Papa Peter, but yeah, I work out on a regular basis, and now I didn't work out for like 2 months. And to be honest, I wanted to go
It's
to
a huge change.
yeah, and I wanted to go to a gym today, and for the third time since I came back from Germany, I had my gym bag with me, and for the third time, I just didn't make it to the gym because I didn't have enough time.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry that we took away from your gym time.
I like this more.
But yeah, you should get back on that horse.
Yeah,
It's-
I will. But yeah, we also moved, so my whole living situation is a little bit new, and I need to, come up with a stereotype.
Did you like moving, or you were completely stressed?
I moved for the second time in my life, so I already kind of knew what's coming. And it was stressful, but also pretty fast. I mean, the moving itself was fast, but the process is about around buying flat, and we also started to rent the one where we used to live. These are new problems that I'm dealing with, and I'm getting used to it. It's but also a lot of these things are just like you need to get them done, and then they're not a problem anymore.
Yeah, I know the moving can be stressful. I think it's one of the most stressful experiences for people. Changing jobs, childbirth, and moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I moved like from one part of Bratislava to another. So
You were in Karlovac before?
yes, I was in Karlová Dlhé Diely.
Ooh, far away. What is the most cans that you used on a single?
Probably like 40, something like that. But the most money I spent on a single piece might be around 500 euros with everything. The painting is, if you don't paint like a really big chunk of a wall, the painting itself isn't that expensive. Well, for
Unless you
some,
have those mega cans which have like nothing in them.
yeah. But for people who doesn't live out of their painting, painting a piece for 100 euros, that's not so cheap.
Not at all. Not at all. What does it say here? Okay, so Tiffany wants one of your cans.
Tiffany, the problem is that I can't ship them to you because they can't get on a plane. Even if I make a hole in them and release the pressure, it's not possible. We tried in the past, and the cans were just coming back to us constantly. So
It's a pain in the ass. So we'll do the next. We'll figure something out.
yeah.
But Tiffany, don't forget to. Well, I'm sure that you are following. She's following you,
Yeah,
right?
she's definitely
but for the
following me.
people that don't, make sure that you are following at DokeTV on Instagram, and you send me a message, private message, to something po Anglicky on Instagram, because we'll be choosing some winners, and you guys might get lucky and get something at least signed
Yeah.
by Martin.
You get original sticker.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you prefer doing graffiti art or digital?
Okay. I love painting outside, but I've painted outside too much. It's stressful sometimes. It's it's a lot of logistics, you know. You need to pack your car, you need to pick the right colors. Painting digitally is so easy. Not but that's not the right, it's convenient. And
I know that you love the VR experience.
I loved it, but I never used it again. It's just it's once again, my ultimate goal is to make great art, and I will make the best art on iPad or on a wall, not in VR.
It takes, there's some people that can do some amazing things there, but the learning curve is just
I see absolutely no point in doing it in VR when I can, you know, just go to a wall. But the problem is that I would do a lot more digital paintings and maybe even canvas paintings. But the thing is that on my YouTube channel, usually these videos don't do that well as mural videos. But I wanna, you know, sometimes you just need to stick to something. Because what I want to get rid of is painting on like illegal walls, which I used to do a lot. I want to do like custom projects, interesting projects for people, commissions for people. This is all great. New wall, new story. This is also interesting for YouTube, interesting for me. But there is a spot where I have painted 60 pieces. 60. And that's just not a thing that I want to do.
Is it do people tag over it, or you just redo it?
You know, when you have a legal place, we just constantly paint over each other, and that's what's going on in legal areas. When you have 20 writers in one wall.
Is there some etiquette? Will it like send you a message, hey bro, I'm just gonna destroy your shit now?
No, you don't do that.
Just do it. And actually, look, she's from the US, but she's 19 and not from Hawaii.
Okay.
So now we know.
But Tiffany, I remember you buying something and the address was Hawaii. Okay, anyways, sorry, I didn't know that, but you are 19. Okay, I also didn't know that. But now I do.
The more we know.
Yep.
Doke, why are you uploading only one video in the week?
Because I'm not Dushan.
You need to do the live one.
No, I mean, look, making one of my videos, just the preparation is 2 days. If I want to prepare the video properly, and if I want to prepare even the artwork properly, it's more than 2 days. And then recording the video, just as we were discussing right now, if I go to a wall, it's at least 2 days. So that's 4 days for a video at least. And that is just, that's it. You don't need to hear more, you know, one video per week. And I'm still one of the most active artists. No, not artists. There are a lot more active artists on YouTube, but one of the most productive street artists. There are guys who do more videos, but they are mostly illegal guys. And the thing about illegal graffiti is that it's very interesting to see, and it's easy to record as long as you don't get caught. So yeah,
Not worth it.
yeah, not worth it.
Which is a nice segue into the next question. Have you ever been taken by the cops?
Yes, but not because of graffiti. Once I got probably the only time I was sitting in the back of a police car. I'm by the way very happy that I have this experience. When I think about it, not all the people got the chance to sit in the back of a police car, but I had this opportunity when my friend got very drunk in the middle of a city. And for some reason, that day I didn't drink a single beer or anything else. So I was completely sober. We were underage. We were like 16, I guess.
Very young.
And so he got arrested, and he was like completely, he was not conscious. And he was unconscious. And so they wanted someone to be with him to, just give them information. So I was the one. So I didn't have any problem whatsoever, but I was there with my friend, and I was there till his mom arrived. And also he didn't have some serious issues. It was just a nice evening in the city.
Normally they write you a letter.
Yeah, something like that. He had a problem with his mom, but that was it.
Good. Doke, what do you prefer? Molotov, Belton, or Montana 94?
Montana, but not 94, just Montana. Montana cans. So none of the things that you mentioned.
But close.
Close.
Close, but no cigar. You used to be in Vine, making vines with your dog.
This was actually one of the things that I was doing on YouTube.
As well.
Yeah. I didn't start my YouTube channel completely based on graffiti. Graffiti was there, but I remember thinking that this is not gonna work. Like, people don't like graffiti that much. I need to do this more wide, more appealing, content.
But you had 5 channels that got deleted, right? And why?
Because I was trying to publish pirate content and make money. I'm guilty.
And what is pirate content?
Like, imagine that you take Game of Thrones and you post it to YouTube.
Aha. I thought it was some graffiti lingo.
No.
You were just putting the shows there.
No, I thought that you thought that I was just uploading content about pirates.
That was my next guess, but not uploading the episodes. Lord of the Rings, Pokemon cards, Game Boy SP, skateboarding, parkour, eventually graffiti. You're a nerd.
I'm not a nerd, but all of these things I like.
Yeah, but the thing that it's unusual because you went into something that's not nerdy at all, which is graffiti. So you actually, for the rest of us who are nerdy losers, how can we make it out and become cool like you?
You can't. I'm not actually sure if people consider it cool, like the thing that I do. I'm not sure if people consider it like cool.
Well, I mean, you do have 1 million subscribers, right? So
yeah.
There's got to be something there, right?
Yes, but most of the time when you paint on a street, nobody is like, wow, you're so cool. It's more like, yeah, that's nice. I mean, okay, some people are impressed, but they are usually impressed by art. They never are like, yeah, the thing that your job is so cool, because, okay, most of the people don't understand the job.
And that's probably the problem. They just don't see how you could make a living from that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So your father discovered markers, then he made the connection that you were involved in graffiti, and he lost his shirt, according to what you said. But he made you promise that you wouldn't do illegal graffiti, right?
He was not like pissed.
No?
He was just concerned. And he didn't yell at me or something. He was just like, don't do it illegally. Don't do it illegally.
Little does he know.
Little does he know. Yeah. But I mean, really, sometimes when I get into interviews, people ask me a lot about illegal graffiti, and I'm like, I know the world, but I never actively participated, like, truly. So I can tell you about it, but I'm probably not the best person to ask these like questions about the true illegal graffiti.
Yeah, and it's also, to me, kind of silly because from what you mentioned, just painting in a abandoned place could be considered illegal graffiti, right? In some places.
It is illegal.
So it sounds more nefarious than it actually is. But I'm more concerned about who was buying you the cans.
I was.
So with your own money.
Well, when I was 12 years old, I didn't for sure earn any money, so I had some money from my parents, which I used for cans.
Wow, that's impressive. And the other thing I have to highlight with your family is you mentioned that the first person who brought up or introduced you to graffiti or the concept of graffiti was Babka.
Babka. Yes, it was Babka. Yeah, because she was so pissed about it. And till this day, I remember being a small little kid, and she was just furious about graffiti. Because these days, I think that also the graffiti writers, they have some respect for some new things. But also today, for example, the old bridge across the Danube, I see tags there, and I'm like, come on, are you kidding?
On Mihal's Cabrana.
Yeah, also like this is just. But yeah, back then it was even worse. Back then, I think there were more tags. Also, the bus stops were constantly either crushed by vandals or painted. So, yeah, she was really furious about graffiti.
Has she become more okay with it now?
Well, she's not with us anymore,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry to hear.
she didn't really. I'm just thinking. Yeah, she died before I started to do it seriously. So, yeah. Hopefully, she's satisfied now.
Oh, you're putting out great artwork, so
Yeah, I think if I show her today what I have become, she wouldn't be pissed anymore.
tell me about this whole concept of having a camera in your head.
Ah,
And
okay. So when I was a kid, I have an older brother, and our PC was mostly occupied by him. So I didn't have much PC time. I had a lot of TV time, but when TV was shut down, I, no phone, no nothing. So the thing that I was doing was that I sat in a room on a chair, and I was just making stories in my head. Like I was literally making movies in my head. Most of the time, the topic was either Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, and I was imagining the hood where I was living as as Gondor or Mordor, and they were attacking us, and there were no like towers, but there were these old Soviet buildings, and we were shooting from bows from windows, and this is what I was imagining in my head. Or I was a fan of Formula One back then, so I was imagining me racing with my grandfather and my father and even my grandma, and we were racing F1 cars, and this is what I was doing. I was sitting in a room making stories in my head, basically making movies.
did you write any of these down?
No, I never wrote it down. It was just for me, and I was doing this weird thing, like I was just doing this, and I had my eyes closed, and I was just imagining it. And till this day, it sounds weird to me, and I'm not sure if someone else does it. I know that my mom used to do it, and till this day, sometimes I do it when I wanna um prepare myself for something or imagine something nice. But I have to say that phones are crushing this. I would say.
Yeah, probably kids today, they wouldn't have that level of imagination.
I don't think so. I mean, I am struggling with phone, like really, and I am just fully aware that boredom is one of the best things for people. Just be bored. No phone, no PC, just be bored. I realized this in a hospital where I was there for like 3 days. And after 2 days, I watched all Netflix. I watched everything. I was just lying there, looking into the ceiling, unable to move. And I just started to imagine things that I would like to do. And that was just like mind blowing. Wow.
I think it's a problem of society now because I cannot go anywhere, even to the bathroom, without watching or listening to something. I can't even shower without something in the background.
That's a problem.
I got issues, I know.
I also I sometimes have the urge to watch something in shower, and the thing is that you can trick yourself to thinking that this is good. I'm being productive. I'm listening to a podcast about finances, so I'm being productive. And kind of you are being productive, but you also need that boredom time, especially in the evenings. For example, what I notice is that when I like to play chess on my phone. I don't really play any PC games, but I spend a lot of time on Instagram and goddamn TikTok.
I don't do TikTok, and I'm trying so hard not to.
Don't do it. Don't. Just make content for it, but don't do it.
This is it. Maybe I can run my idea, and you can tell me if you think it's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm planning on doing TikToks on cool expressions.
Okay.
So, for example, I mentioned before, like rubbing elbows.
Uh-huh.
And I would explain what that means to people in a TikTok. Connected to something po Anglicky. Could work.
Yeah.
Are you going to subscribe?
Oh, you don't need to subscribe on TikTok. People just need to watch it.
Okay, good. So
and it's going to be recommended to them later.
But that's what I'm thinking about. But I just know that it will waste my battery. Like one of my friends, my audio engineer, Soldi Oliver is his name. He told me that his girlfriend, in a matter of months, the battery health of her iPhone went to like 69. Brand new iPhone.
Because of TikTok?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I don't spend more than 30 minutes a day on TikTok. But still, it's... I literally sometimes feel bad physically because it's constant. Boom, boom, boom. You know, on YouTube, you watch a video for 10 minutes. On TikTok, it's just boom, boom, boom.
I saw the other day it did make me laugh, I have to admit, that best things about Slovakia. And then it cut to a girl with a suitcase leaving it. It was absolutely horrible.
I saw that one.
You saw it? Did you laugh too?
No.
No. I just lost it with that one. I want to ask you about your name.
Okay.
I know that you changed Deco to Doke, but where did Deco come from?
I guess it was inspired by Slovak graffiti artists from the era, like Daur. He's painting till this day. Still. And yeah, there's no like special story there. Maybe it was inspired by the Portuguese football player Deco.
Mm-hmm. But were your friends calling you that, like, as a nickname, or just
no. But ever since I was the Doke, people till this day, I was recently on a wedding, and on my my signature there was Doke, because in Slovakia people don't call me Doke. Welcome to C1 English level.
Oh wow, we have a subscription.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Adam, for subscribing. I put subscriptions in my channel.
Like the membership of the
that's what they're called, memberships. So
nice.
Just people, that's the highest one,
and that's the like welcome to C1 English level. That's the level.
So I actually have it in levels of English, right? And all of them have some interaction, like an English lesson. I don't know if you know, but I used to be Why would you know? I used to be a language teacher.
I know you because of Peter, and I was wondering, like, what were you doing that you are helping him with? Because, to be honest, to be completely honest, I found it like totally unnecessary from him because his English is excellent, and he was even discussing his videos. I mean, he was. Just
Do you
like,
know Peter? He's not okay with excellent. Like he wants everything to be
I
perfect.
know, but especially English wise. I remember recording with him, and he was just casually sometimes repairing my mistakes. To be honest, when I speak English around him, I get stressed.
You shouldn't. And I think the reason that he does it is because he made a tough decision, different from you, which you already started to cater internationally, but he wanted to go full
Yeah,
American market, especially.
yeah. I remember that. Actually, our first collaboration was based on this that he wanted to reach out to foreign subscribers, and I was back then. I was the only one. I had 20K subscribers back then, and I was the only one who was having subscribers from different countries than Slovakia and Czech Republic. So that's why we made the collaboration.
Was it the one in Brno where you were both?
Yeah, in Brno, Noob versus King.
Yeah, I remember he was cringe in that video. I have to tell him that he was cringe.
Well,
Why wasn't just himself? Why was he saying, "Yeah, I'm from Czech Republic"? So before we forget, could we get your signature there
on the PC?
here on the glass? So actually, perfect place would be here, right? Since you probably have the nicest tag, you can actually tag it. So guys, he's signing the PC. I didn't forget this time. Is that enough here? Don't tell me that we ran out of ink.
I don't think so. It's gonna be okay.
So the idea is that every guest will sign it, and then after we reach a certain amount of followers, subscribers, it'll be given away.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
I'm in the middle.
You got the special place. Yeah, we discussed this. So, yeah. Tennis player. What's that all about?
Yeah, that was the sport that I remember picking when I was 6 years old, and I was playing tennis for about 8 years, I guess. But I was never like pro. I was always playing only twice a week, then only once a week, and I didn't enjoy it that much later on. I started to enjoy floorball more. But today, till this day, I very enjoy tennis. I actually regret that I don't play it more often. I just remembered that I have a badminton match on Friday. Yeah, I play badminton.
Don't forget.
I play badminton now with my father and his brothers because badminton is better for older people. They don't need to run such a. The thing is that if you want to play tennis with someone who never played it before, it's not gonna be fun.
Here.
You never played tennis.
That's a white sport. I'm brown. There's things that we just don't do, like skiing and all these winter sports and tennis as well.
I'm brown as well.
That's always my joke when people want to take me skiing. I will go to the hata and I will smoke. I mean, I will have a shot or whatever, but it's just they're not sports for me. What is that, Zimni? Do you read that, the last comment?
Zimny Štvorbop. Do you remember that movie? Kokosy na snehu.
Mm-mm.
These Jamaica guys making it on the Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah, with bobsledding.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
They're an inspiration, those guys.
So he just wanted to inspire you to try some.
Maybe in the future, guys. Maybe. So you mentioned that you never really did anything that was considered illegal, but maybe the most illegal thing that you did was starting a fire in a building.
Yes, I did that, and till this day, it was one of the most. Woo!
We have a new subscriber. Welcome.
Miro. No?
Lubor.
No. Lubor. Wow, Lubor.
Oh, Miro is subscribed.
1 hour ago.
That's I work with Miro.
Okay. So yeah, one of the most illegal things that I've done, and I was really, what is the word? Traumatized by it. We were trying to get to a cat, and this cat was hiding in a hole between two buildings.
So let's light up the building to get the cat out.
Now we wanted to make a fire. No, we didn't want to make a fire. We just wanted to make smoke to just get the cat out. It's getting smoky there. She will just run to our hands. Nope. Somehow the fire started there, and there was this guy suddenly showed up, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And we ran away right away. But I left my electric car there, so I had to come back to get it, and then we ran a little bit further. But we were so stupid. We ran away like 200 meters, and then we stopped. Like, if you want to run away, at least 1 kilometer, okay? And the guy, he just went around the building. He got us, and he got us.
So he found you.
Yes, he found
Okay.
us, and he took us to the hole, and he was like, there's fire. We need to call firefighters. You now go to your parents, and you call firefighters. Because the thing is that when you call firefighters, you might need to pay for it. Yeah, he wanted us to pay for it because we did it. And so he did the most stupid thing. He said, go home and call your parents. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, we will. First thing we do when we get home.
Yep. And so I went home. I remember I was shaking. I was so stressed. And I saw the scene from my window. So I was watching, and suddenly, firefighters showed up, and they took care of the fire.
How big was it?
It was not big. I mean, it was not, you couldn't literally see fire. It was just smoky, and it was clear that they need to take care of it, but it wasn't like a big fire. But till this day, I don't know what happened to the cat.
Poor Muro.
Yeah.
Guys, type F in the chat for Muro. Look, Doke, do you know Reko?
Reko?
Graffiti writer from Bratislava.
Yeah, I do. He does a lot of illegal stuff these days. Where is the question? I can't see it.
It's there from Boris.
Do you know Reko, graffiti writer from? Yes, I do. He does a lot of illegal stuff in the streets right now.
Do you guys meet up together like graffiti writers from Bratislava? Do they reach out to you? Or not?
I have some friends. I meet with them. But to be honest, we don't do like some meetups or something like that.
People laughed at your face when you told them that you would make money with graffiti.
Yes.
And has that changed people's perspective seeing your success? Or people still think that you can't?
I think they are still concerned. And to be honest, I'm still concerned if this can work, for how long. it might work, right? But I think the approach, especially from people who know my background and who know my socials, is a lot different. They know that this is serious. In the streets, still till this day, people are curious if I do this for a living, if I get paid for doing this. They don't know really. Like also commissions in Germany, it's very common that people order people like me to make commissions for them, custom paintings. In Slovakia, yes, there are some people who do it, but it's not very common. And people till this day sometimes have a feeling that if they pay for the spray paint, I'll be okay with it and I'll pay whatever they want. And that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't see the point there. Do you feel that because you went on a different path, and there's a lot of these, we'll call them illegal writers or artists, that you might be an outcast?
Yep, I am an outcast a little. You can feel it sometimes when I can feel it sometimes when I go to a jams, and yes, there is this stigma like these are the also with small when we are together, it's like YouTube guys, and especially when we were doing this Roman video. Someone told me recently that he got some feedback from these other people who saw us there, and they hated it. A reaction of people back there was like, these YouTube stupid motherfuckers, like what the hell are they're getting all the attention.
But they watched it.
They watched it. Yes. Yeah, this is the thing about YouTube, and right now I'm preparing my new strategy because I was doing a lot of custom projects recently. I was traveling a lot, but right now I'm back home and I need something regular, like some series. And I used to have some series, but right now, yeah, I need to figure out what to do, and I'm fully aware that it should be something controversial. I'm thinking about painting some really crazy topics and maybe being a little bit edgy, and because that's the YouTube
what is edgy?
Like I made a mural about USA, and I painted, I made fun of them.
Yeah, I actually read a little bit about this, and maybe you can expand more. That there was a small controversy when you did something depicting Trump, and you had to clarify that you're not into any political thing. Is that something that really happened?
I painted Trump once. It was a Halloween.
America.
Yeah, I painted Trump. It was Halloween, and it was before election in US, and I was trying to be like in the middle. I said some bad things about Trump, I guess, but I didn't say like go vote Biden. But I don't remember that this was such a big problem. I had a different problem. As I mentioned, I painted a mural about USA where I made fun of Indians, and I tried to be edgy, on the edge, like making fun of them, showing them respect, but making fun of them. I literally wrote to Google like controversial things about America or something like that. And then I was like, okay, I did USA. What is the opposite of USA? Russia. So I painted Russian mural, but I painted it 1 week before the war.
Oh, God.
Because shit was already happening, but we didn't know, there were some troops around border. Okay, this happens. China, right, few weeks ago had troops around the border where Taiwan is, and I hope you won't get yellow thing because of the things we are talking about.
No, I don't care.
Okay,
like I don't. This podcast is not about monetization or anything. Like we already, I don't know if you know, but everything that we make will go to some charity.
Ah,
Because I work like a normal office job. I'm very lucky that I have a very good job and I make enough money to live. So this is purely my passion and hobby.
perfect.
Unless I become rich, then screw you, Dobrianga.
So yeah, I painted this mural, and once again, I was trying to criticize. This time, I was more critical to the country, but at the same time, I didn't want to be too offensive to Russian people because I even knew some artists from Russia, and I know they are good people. So I wanted to be somewhere like critic, but not too much, and it was a mistake because people didn't get it. I mean, on YouTube, the video was performing very okay. There were no mean comments. It was okay. People understood because in a video, I explained the mural, but in the street, there was something missing. There was, when I think about it, the only thing I should have added to the piece were devil horns to the president's face.
So who was criticizing you, the graffiti community or your followers?
People who live there. Graffiti community didn't really care. People who lived there were criticizing it, and when I was finishing the mural, one guy literally wanted to punch me into the face, and I had to explain him that no, I'm not pro-Russian, not at all. This is actually the exact opposite, and he was like, okay.
It's I think it's difficult sometimes to explain to people. I don't know if you're a fan of for example, the song Born in the USA, or have you heard it?
I did.
And it's become an anthem for like, yeah, America, like we're proud.
Mhm.
But the song itself is actually a protest song against Vietnam.
I don't remember the text of it. I just remember the.
And really, if you listen to the, if you read
So it's
the
a
text,
protest.
yeah, it was meant as a protest song, and now everybody is like, yeah, America, MAGA, and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I can understand that. Usually, it's the people that don't have critical thinking or don't know what's behind things that just get.
The thing is that you had to look closely to the mural. You had to look for all the details, and then you understood. But also, yeah, it was not clear. And people who were pissed were actually good people because they thought that it's a Russian propaganda and that it was painted by some pro-Russian someone, right? So they were actually pissed for good reasons, but they didn't get it. And then it started a conversation about art in the public space and about regulation of art in public space. So it was, at the end of the day, once again, it was a good painting because it started multiple conversations. And yes, I had to deal with some hate and some critics, but at the end of the day, it was a good painting.
But that's success now. That your work sparks the conversation, like you said.
It is, but I don't. It is, but I don't want to mention it as a successful story because it's just connected to two bad things. But yes, most of the time, this is the goal. You don't want to be like nice guy and making nice videos. That's nice. You can have a success with that. But if you really want to crush it, you need to be a little bit on the edge, and you don't need to be on the edge. You need to do crazy things.
And this is the thing that it's a very thin line. But I think that also for me, it's kind of sad because then it limits your creativity, right? Just because now you have to think about what is going to offend people, right?
You don't really need to offend them. You either need to surprise them, offend them, make them sad, make them happy. You need to play with their emotions, bad or good. Bad is usually easier.
Do you think about like social commentary about what goes on?
I do, and one guy in the comments asked me about more videos, and I would love to make more videos, because I understand that in today's world of TikToks and Reels and YouTube Shorts, making one piece of content for 5-6 days, that's not the thing. Yes, from time to time it's possible to do that, but also for my artistic progress, it's not the best solution, because I do the preparation for 2 days. That's the time when I'm getting better. But then for the next 5 days, I'm painting it and editing. So there is no time for artistic progress, because painting on a wall, that's not a progress for me anymore. I know how to paint. I can paint whatever you want on a wall. The thing is that I need to improve my design making and my art style. This is the thing that I need to improve.
So let me ask you, when you look at your videos and you have one video where you're making a piece, and then you have something like a gimmicky video where you, for example, I'm not saying that it's gimmicky, but for example, painting with just one color.
Mm-hmm.
Which one performs better?
Videos with special tools are doing usually good. Sometimes there is a bit of a disappointment, but when I think about it, none of the videos in which I used some crazy tool was a really bad one. On the other hand, a lot of videos where I tried to discuss some topic, a lot of them were not very successful. So yeah, for example, there is this guy on Instagram. His name is Bond True Love, and he is well known for special, super crazy tools, painting tools. I even tried some of his creations. And the thing is, he's a great artist, and he absolutely doesn't need these stupid tools. But it brings attention to his reels, because he started his reel with this crazy tool, and you are immediately hooked. Like, okay, how the hell this works? And then the artwork is great, and that's how he brings attention to his art. And I'm in a painting crew with Smo, and we have 2 more members now. And the crew,
what does it mean being in a painting crew? Like you do something together?
Yes, we are like a group. Our crew has a name, YIC. YIC, it's Epsilon E C.
Mm-hmm.
YIC. And we started this crew back in 2017, I guess. It was my second meeting with Smo, and he was like starting to see things, YouTube things. And so we started the crew YIC, and it basically means why I see these things that we just talked about. Like why I see that this guy is making the tools. Why I see that tool, why I see what works on the internet, basically. So yes, it's a stupid YouTube crew.
Yeah, but you know, it is about that you want to get your artwork out there, but you do need to conform to what is popular, right? And you gotta keep changing and bringing some of these things if you want to.
Yes, absolutely. You need to stay yourself. You need to still do things you believe in, but you need to make it interesting.
What would be your perfect setup if you didn't have to worry about algorithms or what's gonna make you popular? If you just did what you liked, what would that be?
I would still definitely do these custom projects, like special walls, commissions, one-time projects, which actually stay where I paint them. They don't get overpainted in the next week.
Your project out here, I see it every day, and
yes, that's a perfect example. Actually, in front of this building where we are right now, there is my mural, and it was a very successful video actually, because I did a great job with a thumbnail and title. But yeah, my setup would be these special projects, some traveling videos, and a lot of studio work, like digital artworks, canvases, stuff like this. I will probably go this way. I don't want to spend that much time outside. Like right now, I want to paint a few more murals because the weather right now is actually perfect. But in November, it goes to hell, and it's possible to paint in winter. I've done it, but I don't want to do it anymore that often. If something shows up, sure. And in the completely ideal situation, I wouldn't release that many videos.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have more time for sketching without recording and so on. But already in today's world, making one video per week on YouTube is fine, but you also should be doing 3 more TikToks and the reels per week.
I think TikTok is the place to get into.
I am already on TikTok. I have like 35,000 followers there, but
Nice.
I feel like it doesn't matter at all. And I got these followers because of, for sure, the audience that I already have, but also I got some crazy viral hits on TikTok. But I always felt like this is so random. Like, why? Why this video, which is pretty similar to the other one, this one got, I don't know, 1 million views, and the other got 3,000. On TikTok, the it's so what's the word?
You said it, random.
Random.
But I was looking at some interviews on, for example, Mr. Beast.
Yes.
And that guy, the amount of time that he spends just investigating what would work, what thumbnail, what to do. To me, it seems that sometimes it takes the joy away from what I'm doing. Like, I'll give you an example. I didn't go into art because I was in high school and before, like, I was an artist. And I was even, like, before graduation, I was placed in college, which is called advanced placement in the US. When you are good at something, advanced placement art 1 and 2. So by my last 2 years of high school, I was getting university credits for art. And I decided not to go because I had to present a portfolio at the end of the year, and it became a chore.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't doing it because I love it,
Mm-hmm.
but it became a chore, a job.
Yeah.
So how do you avoid that, or if you want to go this route?
Yes, it's true that when you need to do something, it becomes a job. That's a phrase. Like I heard it, I don't know, few weeks ago. Like as once something becomes like a thing that you need to do, it's considered a job, and it definitely can take away some part of the joy. But on the other hand, it also can be a driving factor to do more of it, and you just need to balance it. I mean, the thing that helped me in recent months the most is that I stopped expecting every video to be a hit. And for example, right now I was traveling, and I know that traveling content isn't as appealing as other content as long as nothing super special happened. And in most of the cases, nothing super special happened. Like for example, in the last video, okay, I had the vision problems. I used it for the thumbnail because it's a serious thing, and it really happened. So I used it. But yeah, I was just okay with the fact that it won't be a hit. But right now I'm back, and yes, I would love to do some major viral hits, and it can get you to very dark places when that's your goal, and it's hard to balance between the views and the things that you actually like. But the good thing is that the thing that matters to me the most is the quality of the art, and I know when I paint a great painting, it's also a good video. That's a good thing.
Is Doke the same person as Martin?
Pretty much, yes.
So what makes Doke or Martin really happy? We're not talking about work related or things, just you as a person. What truly makes you happy?
One of the best things that you can experience as a human being is finishing an artwork created by you and being satisfied with it. That's one of the best feelings. Like when you finish a painting. And the thing is that I, for example, didn't have this feeling for a while. Periods like this occur, and you need to be aware of that. As I said, many times I'm like, okay. But I remember pieces that I truly, truly loved, and that feeling is just like, wow. You feel like a superhero. So that's what I really, really enjoy. And me being a YouTuber, this is stage one, finishing great artwork. Then it goes into editing. I edit the video. If I like the video, that's another hit. But it's not that big hit because you know the video is going out and you are curious what's going to happen. And if the video is a hit as well, so you like the artwork and the video is a hit, that's like the ultimate, like, got it, made it, this is it. This is what really makes me happy. And also, I love to play sports and so on. I love hiking.
What hiking is your? Are you getting the new Apple Watch?
No.
The Ultra?
Why?
Because it's made for hiking.
Okay, but I'm not climbing Everest, you know.
But
Are there some super like exciting features that I should consider?
I would say yes, but that's because I'm like horrible in nature. But there's like for example, you can set up waypoints.
Okay.
When you start like your journey and you're going into some place that you don't know, you set the waypoint, and then no matter where you are, you would be able to go back to the place that you were. Or it has like a bear alarm that would scare the crap out of. But I just love tech.
Okay, wait, but how does bear alarm work?
It's like an 82 decibel alarm. Like it's extremely annoying, and it would just. I don't know if it's exactly meant for bears.
How did they test it?
I have no idea. But I trust them that it would work. I'm conscious of time. We've been here for over 2 hours, so I just want to finish up with two things. I want to just read the last comments, and then just a message from you to the audience, your closing message, right? So maybe you can read these here. Hey, Martin.
One more question. In one of your videos, you mentioned and explained the pricing of your work. Like if you have free hands, if it is something like for free, you have the space, etc. And if there are some wishes, points, theme, you charge it, right? So my question is, what about painting interior wall? For example, something for child room. What would be the work commission pay here? Is it something between a customer and his wishes, and something like having free hands to do whatever you want? Okay. If you have a wall and you give me a complete freedom over the wall, but complete freedom, I don't want anything from you. Like, I'll paint it, but I don't know when, and I don't know what will be there. Don't ask me what it will be. I don't know yet. So
just don't paint like Baba Yaga in the kids' room.
Yeah, Baba Yaga in kids' room would be amazing.
But do they at least pay for the paint?
If it is a free wall, there's another factor. It needs to be a cool wall. Mm-hmm. Your kid's room is not a cool wall for me. I won't do it for free.
What if they're really cool kids?
No. I don't know what would they need to do. I mean, it has to be, if it is interesting for a video. I used to do things for free because they are interesting for a video, but it puts the price of other people work, similar work, down. It's not good to present it this way. So free wall, if I like it, I'll come, but I really need to like the wall. But if you want something from me, or like something specific, it turns into a commission. The wall doesn't need to be that amazing, but it turns into a commission, and I'll charge you for the work. So basically, that's how it works.
The guy's got to eat, guys. He's got to eat. So
yes, I mean, I'm special. I'm special because I have YouTube and I can make money out of YouTube videos. But people need to understand that this craft of painting for people is a serious job. And I mean, even the word serious job sounds like it's it's art. God damn it. And
It's a lot of work. Like you can see the amount of work that you put in your stuff. So
I mean, the painting itself is work, but also the years that you need to practice to do it. So, yes, for sure, you need to pay for it.
very good. With that, guys, just a quick reminder that if you want to win one of the specialty packages, make sure that you are subscribed to DokeTV on Instagram, and you send me a private message to something po Anglicky, and then we'll pick some winners. Don't forget to do that. Doke, Martin, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
It was actually also a huge pleasure watching your videos and learning about you.
You did a great job. I didn't expect
Thank
that
you so much.
you're gonna dig this deep.
Well, it's only because I found you extremely interesting and I loved it. Like normally do research on my guests, but I'll watch a couple of videos and then I'll read some articles. But I was really enjoying, and I work with kids, so I really liked the positive spin that you put on people, to also think about their futures, right? Like it's cool to be tagging, but think about what you will do in the future. Like also, even when you had that situation with the drunk kids, like I really liked that you weren't happy, but you understood that, even you at one point were them, right?
Yes.
But yeah, so to me that was good. So I spent a lot of time
Thanks.
watching.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad.
So with that, could you please leave the audience who's been watching you, who are so excited? Tiffany, for example, loves you to death, with just a message from you to them, some positivity.
Sure. Positive message. Well, we are living in a complicated times, and I sound like a politician now, but from my experience, what I can tell you is don't quit when things seem too difficult. That's actually the point where you need to keep going and keep practicing, keep trying. And sure, if you keep trying for years and it doesn't go anywhere, maybe it's time to change the thing that you are trying. But just don't get disappointed too fast, and don't get be patient. I have problems with it all the time. Also, very important thing, be very mindful about your phone. It's a big problem, and it's one of the biggest enemies of your artistic success, I would say. So these are the two things that popped up in my head right now. And yeah, just enjoy what you are doing, I guess. That was deep.
Very deep, very good words to go by. Once again, I thank you for being a guest here at the Something
pleasure. My
Anglicky
pleasure.
and gracefully answering my request to come. Guys, don't forget, send a message if you want to win the stickers. And Doke, I'm actually officially inviting you for part 2 in the future. So
Okay.
so mark your calendar in a few months.
Okay. I'm ready.
Thank you so much. See you guys.